Hello everyone, my name is Jason Holden-Jones and this is the final round of the 2019.1 South African simV8 series at the Interlagos circuit in Brazil this time around. Wow, what a race we've got on our hands this evening. And we've got both championships still to play for. Jim Clark and Christopher Langevaart in the hunt for the Drivers' Championship, the only two left. And then in the Teams' Championship, it's between Redline Valkyrie and Phantom Ghostworks. So we've got the qualifying session underway this evening. Of course, it's a 15-minute session, but we just got just over 12 minutes remaining as Nick Hodgson loses it on his first attempt. So around he goes. Watching Corner Breed in the lone Ford Falcon this evening for Flying Gypsies. Let's see how he gets on. But have a look at Devon Lisher now, Christopher Langevaart's teammate in the Redline Racing team. No one said a flying lap just yet. But those times will start filtering down shortly. Big welcome to everybody watching on our YouTube live channel. Welcome everyone. So we've got Jim Clark, who's gone to provisional pole position with the 1:33.504. Clark really needs to win this race this evening, and he needs Christopher Langevaart to finish third or lower to actually win the championship. If Langevaart does finish second in this race, he will win the Drivers' Championship this evening. And what a rivalry it's been between Jim Clark and Christopher Langevaart. Langevaart's had 2 victories and Jim Clark has had 1 so far. And if they had to tie in points, if Clark had to finish just get my maths correct here. It's actually quite a complicated calculation. Yeah, so if Jim Clark had to win this race and Langevaart had to finish second, they would be tied on points, but would have to go to the number of third position finishes in the season. And that's where Langevaart will take it with 1 third position. So they've got equal number of victories, equal number of second position finishes, but it's the third position finishes that would give it to Langevaart. And that's how close it is this evening. Back to the action this evening, and Clark's doing exactly what he needs to do. But he won't like that Langevaart's in second position. He needs Langevaart to finish in third or lower for him to win the championship, but he still needs to win it, of course. And I'm going to say it a couple of times this evening, I think. And of course, the championship works that we drop the worst round per driver through the season so far, so that's what can complicate the numbers somewhat and make me go silent a couple of times this evening while I try and work out what exactly is going on in the championship stakes. But this Clark is on provisional pole. Langevaart second, Daniel Haynes for Valenta Racing in third position, his brother Timothy Haynes in fourth position, then Marcus Stan in fifth, Lisher sixth, Heineck is 7th, Leandre Sparks in 8th, Lario 9th, and Dirkie Swanepoel runs at the top 10 with just over 8 minutes remaining. And in the Teams Championship, it is really Redline Racing's championship to throw away. Ghostworks in fact need Redline to fall out of this race for them to have a hope of actually winning the team's championship. But mathematically they could still take it this evening. Which is the Phantom squad of Ghostworks, Phantom Ghostworks we're talking about. And the drivers there are Chris Heineke and Mark Hennebury, taking on Redline Valkyrie of Christopher Langevaart and Devon Lisher. So Langevaart's found a bit of time here, but wow, look at Clark's time. It's a good half a second quicker than Langevaart. Everybody on the super soft tyre. If you look at the drivers' names on the left hand side, that SS is the type of tyre they're using. So super softs for everybody, as you would expect in qualifying. Lisher now has moved to second, unseating his teammate Langevaart. We're going to have to see what Lisher does in the race too, if he is to help his teammate Langevaart win this Drivers' Championship. I'm sure he will. I'm sure Peter Kelvin, as the team principal of Redline, will be on top of him about that. And have a game plan if Lisher is to be ahead of Langevaart. But let's see how it pans out. Now we've got Timothy Haynes moving to third position too, so it's very tight there at the top. Except for the gap for 2 seconds between Clark and Lisher, that's still a good, 7/10 of a second, so really Clark is on top of the session. Timothy Haynes looking to improve now, challenging Lisher for second position. Just a 10th in it. Timothy Haynes abandons that lap. Just getting it wrong there on turn 5, I think that was. Lisher now improving as well. What's Langevaart doing? He is not improving, he's just on an outlap in fact. Triple. We've got all 18 runners as expected for this evening. We've got this is the Division 1 race, of course. The Division 2 race is this Wednesday evening to conclude the championship in its entirety. Of course, Jim Clark winning the South African Sim GD Drivers Championship last week, and he would really like to make it 2 championships this season if he can help it. The odds are slightly against him, although you see Langevaart there down in 4th position. It's actually not looking too bad for Clark. But still, of course, we've got the qualifying session to finish and the entire race as well. So plenty of action to come. But Langevaart be a bit concerned about being there in 5th position, seeing Clark so far ahead. They're in provisional pole position. He's going to improve again by another 10th. Clark now across the line to do a 32.822. Daniel Haynes is in the pits. Lisher is on an outlap. Timothy Haynes will improve. Oh, it's going to be close between him and Lisher. Can he challenge Haynes, his brother, in 2nd position? And Timothy Haynes goes... No. 5.77. Lost a bit of time there. Oh, that's interesting. Perhaps track limits coming into effect there as well. Timothy Haynes looked like he was challenging his brother for second position. But Daniel Haynes still in second, Lisha in third. Lisha starts another flying lap now. That's what their drivers start leaving the pit lane now, preparing themselves for their final run. She's got a bit of traffic there. Hodgson dives out the way, respecting those blue flags. She's not going to improve this lap, I don't think. Not looking too good. What's Daniel Haynes doing? He's staying in the pits. He's had enough for this session. Langerfeldt is improving. Let's have a look at Langerfeldt. Just watching from a championships perspective. Oh, he's got it wrong. Oh, that's cost him. Can he get around for another attempt? From the roof of Langerfeldt's Holden. He's going to prepare his tyres for another run now. This session not going in the way of Langerfeldt and Redline Racing. Stay with him now. Jacques Boerter now goes to 7th position for Black Widow Racing. On board with Langerfeldt into turn 1 now. You're really preparing yourself for the second apex. This one coming up. Short shifting there. Langerfeldt's found a 10th, has he? Giddy looking for 2 10s to challenge Daniel Haynes for second position at least. Let's see what he can do now. Dying moments of qualifying. Langerfeldt's desperate. Oh, he's found 2 10s, but he's lost it again. Unfortunately, lost a 10th. Still a 10th quicker. Langerfeldt looking for something spectacular now. Under pressure. To get on the throttle there with a bit of wheel spin. Cost him a bit of time. No, I don't think he can challenge for that second position. Timothy Haynes now moved to second position. Nancy's his brother. Good effort there from the Ghostworks driver. Just snatching it away there from Valente. But Langerfeldt will not improve and he will start from 5th position. Not ideal for the championship stakes. That's how it goes sometimes. Let's see what he can do in the race. But Jim Clark will start from pole position this evening ahead of Timothy Haynes. And we're going to take a short break. Don't go away. Welcome back to Interlagos for the final round of the 2019.1 South African simV8 series. We have started the formation lap. Of course, Jim Clark leading the way on pole position. Timothy Haynes right there in the Rebel Ghostworks Holden. Then we've got Volante Racing's Daniel Haynes in third position, Redline Racing's Devin Lish in fourth, and Lish's teammate Christopher Langerfeldt in fifth position. Marcus Steyn in sixth, Jacques Boerte in seventh, Chris Heineke in eighth, Sean Lowry in ninth position, and Leandre Sparks completes the top 10. Mark Hennebury a bit further down than what we normally see, 11th position. Matthew Boy in 12th, good effort by him. Jackie Swanepoel in 13th, Wesley Dalport in 14th, Hodgson in 15th, Adrian Gov in 16th, Risto Boitas in 17th, and Cornet Bread rounds up the field in 18th position. And Jim Clark needs to win this race if he has a chance of winning this Drivers' Championship this evening. And he needs Christopher Langerfeldt to finish third or lower. Let's see how it works out this evening. 55 lap race with a mandatory pit stop, of course. Of course, the drivers can do more than one pit stop if they wish. And then we look at the tyre selection, and everybody's gone for the soft tyre this evening to get things started. Jim Clark now approaching the speed up point to this race, which is the next corner in fact. Timothy Haynes will be watching very carefully now. A bit of a gap there back to Timothy Haynes, but off we go. Jim Clark has started this race. A nice gap back to Timothy Haynes. Daniel Haynes caught napping slightly there in third position, not too bad. But a very difficult turn one. This is under braking, especially with cold tyres and cold brakes. But Clark's got a nice gap back to Timothy Haynes. Lisha leads teammate Christopher Langerfeldt. Is he going to let him back past for Langerfeldt to have a better chance of winning this Drivers' Championship? More to contact behind there. Oh, it's one of the Ghostworks cars turnouts. Chris Heineke exiting turn one. He's been turned around, I think. Anyway, he falls to the back of the grid. And Clark now enters turn 3 by himself, really. So, oh, and Laurie has got it completely wrong in the Simtech Racing Holden. Around he goes. And, I think he's gone. He will join Heineke towards the back of the field. No, he rejoins in 16th position. But Clark's got it going his way for the moment. Turkey Swanepoel's got teammate Wesley Dalport behind him. And these two are trying to chase down Matthew Boy in the Synergy Racing Holden. Langerfeldt under pressure from Marcus Steyn. And watching Daniel Haynes now in the Volante Racing Holden. He's got Devin Lish for company. Surprised not to see Devolution moving aside for Christopher Langerfeldt, but perhaps there are no team orders at play there. Turkey Swanepoel now leads Wesley Dalport. This is Jacques Boite for Black Widow Racing in 8th position. Trying to chase down Leandre Sparks. Here's Leandre now. Right now, the two red line Valkyrie cars are staying line astern. Lisha's not letting Langefeld pass. They will leave this time around into turn 1. Would be the best place, I would think. Here comes Langefeld looking up the inside. Will Lisha make it easy for him? Yes, he... Oh, don't run into the side of each other. Oh, we've seen that before in Formula 1, haven't we? But no, Langefeld's still behind Lisha. Will Lisha just tap it off now? Oh, we've got someone off in the background. Oh, who was off there? It was Lisha as well. So the two red line cars just tripping over each other, it looks like. Anyway, Langefeld's gone to 4th position. And he's bringing Marcus Stain with him. But Langefeld needs to get onto the rear end of Daniel Haynes' Holden as soon as possible. He's a good 2 seconds behind him now. Jim Clark is getting away at the front. He is 2.4 seconds ahead of Timothy Haynes. Timothy Haynes just hanging in there with Clark for the moment. Not looking too bad. Matthew Boyd now under severe pressure now from Turkey Swanepoel. Synergy Racing leading one of the red line cars. Oh boy, going very defensive. This should be interesting to turn 1. Sean Laurier's got Adrian Govender. No, Govender's got him back. Interesting fight this is side by side through turn 3. And Laurier swoops around the outside. Great move there. Lisha now has fallen off again, it seems. Oh, he's lost a couple of positions as Leandre Sparks and Jacques Boerter slip by. So Lisha's struggling at this early stage on lap 5. On board now with Devon Lisha. Oh, Jacques Boerter, he's struggling in front of him too. Matthew Boy again under pressure. Boy goes defensive. Towards turn 1 we go. What's Turkey Swanepoel going to do? Try and swoop on the outside. No, he's going to try and get the switch back, I think, through turn 3. And get that done. No, he can't. Langefeld's got Boerter there for 15th. Swanepoel's got the run on Boy up the inside. Gonna go for lunge up the inside under braking. Can he get that move stuck? Yes, he can. Nicely done there by Swanepoel. Up to 10th he goes. Boy under immediate pressure again from Nick Hodgson. Touching the red Holden for dodging towers. Wesley Dalport also looking to get in on the action. Clark leading by over 3 seconds now. And Langefeld starting to make inroads on Daniel Haynes there. That gap down to just over a second now. So Langefeld finding his feet in this race. Hodgson getting it all sideways. Delport looking for the move. He's got it done. Slips up the inside. Big moment here for Hodgson. Did very well to hang on to it. And Delicious fallen back again to 8th position. Hodgson, I was trying to come back at Delport. Laria is not far behind as well. They're in 14th position. And Delport only slightly wide. Hodgson not able to take advantage of that. Oh, Hodgson got slightly out wrong in the braking. Hangs on to it again. I think Hodgson maybe needs to move his brake bias a touch forward. Daniel Haynes now in the volunteer racing. Holden, he just got Christopher Langerfeld just over a second behind him. Langerfeld really catching up quickly now. The gap down to 0.6 of a second now. And if Jim Clark's watching the timing, won't be liking this. If Langerfeld gets past Daniel Haynes, he just needs to get past Timothy Haynes, and then Langerfeld would have wrapped up the driver's title. But of course, anything can happen. Corner bred into the pits. The lone Ford comes in. Corner Brez in fact left the server, so he becomes our first retirement on lap 9:55. It's a big pity. Langerfeld now desperately looking for a way past Daniel Haynes, but Daniel Haynes knows how to drive defensively. The door slightly open there, but Langerfeld not quite close enough. Daniel Haynes very quick through turn 1 and turn 2, not allowing Langerfeld any opportunity whatsoever. Langevaart battling for traction, trying to get the power down. Oh, Langevaart's got a good run up the inside. No. Daniel Haynes shuts the door. Langevaart needs to be glued to the rear bumper now. And for a good run down the main straight. Looks like he's got great drive. Will we see an attempt into turn 1? Up in the slipstream of the car in front now. Not quite close enough is Langevaart. Oh, Corner Bread is reporting then in the chat that he just got disconnected on the pace lap. Would explain why he was down a lap at the start. He's had power issues at home, unfortunately. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Corner. Chris Heineke's got Bottas there for 15th position. Oh, Langevaart just trying to force the issue with Daniel Haynes, but Haynes wise to it. Langevaart's been working, I think that's turn 6. Just trying to off-put Daniel Haynes. Hasn't quite worked just yet. Cornet, you did disconnect on the pace lap, so technically you didn't start the race. So you're welcome to race on Wednesday evening if you would like as well. You can race in the Division 2 race. Bottas now in the pits from 17th. Looks like an issue there for Bottas. Maybe fixing damage of some kind. Delport's got Lario there for 12th position. Oh, Bottas is also disconnected from the server. So our second retirement already on lap 12. Langevaart trying to go around the outside of Daniel Haynes. Doesn't want to work. Oh, get a better drive that way though. Yeah, but, oh, he's going to move up the inside, is he? Wow, what a move there from Langevaart. Gets that move done on Daniel Haynes. Haynes will try and come back at him now. But nicely done there by Langevaart. As he now sets after Timothy Haynes, who is 4 seconds up the road. Another fight on my hands. Sean Lario trying to fend off Wesley Delport. This is over 12th position. Syntec Racing leading red line. Oh, Wesley Delport falling back there after a mistake, I think out of turn 2. That's cost him. Back to our leader now, Jim Clark, doing what he needs to do to win this driver's title this evening. But he won't like it that Christopher Langevaart's in 3rd position. If he is to pass Timothy Haynes, then Langevaart could win this driver's title still. But that's all Jim Clark can do. He can just win this race and hope that it all works out in the end. Watching Leandre Sparks now in 6th position. He's got Jacques Boerte for company. Matthew Boy's got Sean Lario now all over him. It's just 2/10 is the gap. Surely Lario's going to have a move. He's going to have a go into turn 1. Under braking. Side by side. Matthew Boy goes around the outside. But no, Lario's got that move done. Chris Heineke has left the server now as well. 3rd retirement. On lap 14. That gap between Timothy Haynes and Christopher Langevaart's come down already by 1.4 seconds. Christopher Langevaart's on a real charge now towards Timothy Haynes. The boy under pressure now from Delport. Going on the outside. Does he get the move done? Boy leaves space. Yes, Delport goes to 12th position. The huge battle here between Marcus Steyn, Leandre Sparks and Jacques Boerte. Just 4/10 covers the 3 cars. Oh, here comes the move now. Oh, the contact there. Leandre Sparks is pushing Marcus Steyn wide, but stands up for it. Pushes back. Steyn maintains at 5th position for the moment, but here comes Jacques Boerte now to join the party. Great driving. Oh no, a bit of contact again. Wow, rubbing is racing. What's Jacques Boerte going to do now? He's watching on. Oh, Leandre Sparks into the back of Marcus Steyn again. But Steyn hangs on to it very well. Wow, great fight this is. And we've got Devon Lesher joining the party, 2 from 8th position to make a 4-way battle for 5th position. Nick Hodgson's got Matthew Boy for 13th. Jacques Boerte. Oh, Jacques Boerte is off into the wall. He goes. Was that a tag from one of the red line cars? I'm not sure. But Jacques Boerte down to 8th position and with a bit of damage, no doubt. And Marcus Steyn is away. Devon Lesher up to 6th and Leandre Sparks down to 7th. But Jacques Boerte, the big loser and all that lot. Jackie Swanepoel now under pressure from Sean Lario. And Timothy Haynes then 2nd has moved away from Langevaart. That gap back up to 2 seconds. Lario now. Up the inside, slight contact, wheel banging. Not too bad, and Lario is going to get that move done. So Lario very strong through turn 2 there. Allowing enough room, but it's got the right angle to get back on the power a bit sooner than the other car. So Lario up to 10th position, and he is a good 11 seconds now behind Mark Hennebury in 9th position. There's Mark Hennebury now. And the Phantom Ghostworks entry. What's happened to Sean Lario? He's fallen back behind Swanepoel and done all his good work. Christopher Langford in 3rd position, just 2 seconds away from securing this driver's title, but can he get there? That's the question. It's going the way of Jim Clark for the moment. Timothy Haynes is the only driver that's currently running things for Christopher Langford and doing the business for Jim Clark. Crispy Songs asking, this is a South African only league. It is a South African league, but other drivers from other countries are very welcome to join in as well. It's not a problem. We've had drivers joining from Germany before and the United Kingdom. Victoriously now Jim Clark leading by almost 10 seconds ahead of Timothy Haynes. And Haynes quicker than Langford that last lap again, another 10th quicker. Unfortunately, that time of Chris Heineke hands the team's championship title to Redline Valkyrie. Big congratulations to Peter Geldernes, team principal, and the rest of the team I know they've worked very hard for that championship. And what a performance by that team this season. But of course, they would dearly like Christopher Langeveld, their driver, to win the Drivers' Championship as well. Marcus Steyn in 5th position. The Red Bull Ghostworks Holden now under pressure from Devon Nisha in the Redline Valkyrie car. Seems Devon Nisha's found a bit of rhythm again after a couple of offs during the opening stages of this race. In fact, Crispy Songs, the ultimate version of Assetto Corsa, is 75% off it at the moment on Steam, so probably a good time to get it. We are nearing the close of the current season, but our 2019.2 season should be underway sort of in July or so. Nothing's confirmed just yet. I still need to work on the calendar, and Assetto Corsa will form big part of that season, as we see Devon Nisha off again after I just said he found a bit of rhythm. So Commentator's curse there, striking Nisha. And we may have Assetto Corsa Competizione as also part of the season, not confirmed yet. That's the new Assetto Corsa. It's set for release now in 2 days time, in fact, version 1.0 of Assetto Corsa Competizione. During the next couple of weeks I'll be working on the new season, deciding what we're going to do and what cars we're going to run and how the championships will work. But we've had a very strong season, this 2019.1 season. 107 people signed up for the season. It's been absolutely magical, and to have multiple divisions towards the end of the season, it looks like we're going to finish the season running multiple divisions is absolutely fantastic and hugely encouraging to me. As Christopher Langeveld is in the pits from 3rd position. So the pit camera not working too well there. So we've got Sturkey Swanepoel in 10th position. But where does Christopher Langeveld join? He's just rejoining now. He's in a bit of traffic there. He's got Mark Hennebury ahead of him. It's not too bad though. Yeah, when I say 107 people, Crispy Songs, I mean for the entire season altogether. So across all 3 championships. And Zana just asking what kind of cars we run. Will we run the GP8s and GT again? We will definitely run a GT3 championship, of course. That is the focus of Sim Race South Africa and forms a solid base for the season's racing. What formula car we run is still not decided yet. That is something I'll be thinking about for the next 3 weeks or so. Langeveld desperately needs to get past Mark Hennebury. Hennebury's not doing him any favours. Oh, they're going to make slight contact. It's pushed Langeveld wide. Hennebury survived. Has he? Yes, he has. So, not a bad pass by Langeveld. Need to get that done. And Leandro Sparks has got Mark Hennebury. What's happened to Mark Hennebury? He's actually fallen back. Yes, he has. I think Stan's actually had an off. Not Hennebury, I was talking about Marcus Stan. He's fallen back to be behind the Andres Box. The Andres Box is putting a move on Devonisha, but Devonisha's come back at him now. Swanepoel Lario over 9th position as well. And Langevaart did stick to the soft tyre for the second stint as well. So I think Langevaart's trying to do an undercut on Timothy Haynes in second position on fresher tyres earlier on. Well, Timothy Haynes circulates with worn tyres. The idea would be that Langevaart passes Timothy Haynes in the pits. Side by side now, Lario and Swanepoel. Marcus Stan and Devolution to the pits now. Lario's got that move done. He moves up to 7th position nicely. Langevaart now in a bit of clean air. We'll be pushing hard like crazy, qualifying laps from now on. To bridge that gap to Timothy Haynes in second, and when Timothy Haynes comes in for his pit stop, the idea would then be that he would be ahead then. Swanepoel's gone to 7th position. Has he? Yes, he has. And there's Lario. Lario's just behind him. I think Lario's in fact had an off, it looks like. And Swanepoel's back ahead of him. Zahn is asking JJ, will BOP be reviewed again? Well, that's if we do move to ACC, then as far as I understand, those cars are BOPed already for each circuit, already done by Kunos. I'll certainly have a look at it again. If we do AC again with the GT3 cars, yeah, there might be 1 or 2 changes, but it won't be many. I do actually feel that the BOP for SimGT is actually very close. And I think that's shown throughout the racing as well. Daniel Haynes now pits from 3rd position, trying to cover Christopher Langevaart. So it'll be interesting to see when Daniel rejoins where Langevaart is. Daniel Haynes not leaving the pits. And Langevaart's passed by a long shot. Haynes rejoins behind Mark Hennebury, in fact. So this strategy by Christopher Langevaart, I think is going to work out for him. And he'll be challenging Timothy Haynes for that 2nd position, no doubt. Ray Sparks now into the pits now from 3rd position. Nick Hodgson now under pressure from Lisha. Comes Hodgson now from 9th position. What's Timothy Haynes going to do now? There's some traffic in the former Wesley Delport. Delport is currently in 13th position. Timothy Haynes stays out once again. Sparks under pressure from Marcus Dent. These two were swapping paints a good 6-7 laps ago, and that battle is about to resume. Yay for us. Crispy Songs, we are about to finish this current season, but you can join us if you like. There are just 2 races remaining, I think. But I mean, there's a race, it could be 3 races if you join the Wednesday night race. But if you visit our website at simracesa.co.za and then click on the Esports Leagues tab, and then you'll find an introduction to all the different championships there, and then a sign up forum as well. But the 2019.2 season stuff is not available just yet. There's Jim Clark now into the pits from the lead, of course, and so Sean Lario in 11th position. And but Crispy Songs, we will have some open fun races in the next couple of weeks, which you could join. I think get used to the racing at SimRace South Africa. Maybe use it as preparation for the new season, as you want it. Jim Clark now. He joins Timothy Haynes, of course, has gone to the lead momentarily. Mark Kennedy brings to the pits now from 4th position. Zonda, we will have some fun races in June, because we've got a bit of a gap until the final round of the GT Championship. So in those couple of weeks we'll do some fun races. I want to start 2019.2 pretty quickly after the 2019.1 season finishes, just because just the number of weeks left in the year. We just need to sort of compact everything together as much as we can. But I haven't looked at the calendar just yet. Before that last GT round, we will do some fun races, yeah, and after, and a couple of after as well. Timothy Haynes now into the pits. Let's see, he comes in on lap 30. A long stint there by Haynes. Now, where's Christopher Langeveld? That's the question. Here he is now, on the final corner, down the main straight. Crispy Songs, if you just keep an eye on the Road to 2019.2 section on the forum, that's where we put the open race details. There aren't any open races just yet, but there will be. And here comes Christopher Langerfeldt. Where's Timothy Haynes? Also exiting the pits. But Langerfeldt's passed. Langerfeldt goes to second position. What a master stroke that is. But of course he's got much older tyres now compared to Timothy Haynes. Now can he hold this? But Langerfeldt doing what he needs to do to win this driver's title, and so is Jim Clark. But Jim Clark can't do any more than he is doing now. What a fantastic rivalry has developed between Langerfeldt and Clark, and it's all going to finish in this championship tonight. It looks like it will go the way of Christopher Langerfeldt. But anything can happen, of course. There's 25 laps remaining. Jonathan Bent says Ghostworks has some interesting surprises in store for 2019.2. So I'm sure we're all looking forward to finding out what that is. Marcus Stain has got Jacques Boerter for 7th position. They are very close together. And Marcus Stain has outbraked himself slightly. Boerter on the outside. Great racing this is. But Stain secures it once again. So, oh, contact here. Jacques Boerter just clipping Marcus Stain there. And Boerter is going to wait, I think, for Stain. Yes, he is. That's what we like to see at Simrace South Africa. Of course, mistakes can be made. Oh, and Jacques Boerter there. He wants to let Marcus Stain past, but he doesn't want to let Mark Hennebury past if he can. But Jacques Boerter doing what needs to be done. Of course, mistakes happen in sim racing. But as long as you acknowledge them on track and just let the other car back past as a courtesy. Oh yes, Jonathan Bence is picking up there that Timothy Haynes is onto the super soft tyre. Interesting strategy there. So let's keep an eye on the gap between himself and Langerfeldt. It's 2.1 seconds now. Hennebury looking to have a go at Jacques Boerter. Boerter's running slightly wide, kicking up some dust. So Timothy Haynes took 2/10 out of Langerfeldt that last lap now. In fact, 6/10 in fact. So Timothy Haynes is on a roll this evening. So Timothy Haynes can still influence this championship decider. But this is the fight over 7th position. Stain, Boerter, Hennebury involved. Jacques Boerter again into the back of Stain. Mark Hennebury not able to take advantage of that. And Haynes now just 1.8 seconds behind Langerfeldt now. But there we have it, Langerfeldt. It's got Timothy Haynes bearing down on him. That gap coming down all the time now, just 1.6 seconds now. And Jim Clark will be loving this if he's watching the timing. But of course, it's one thing to catch up, it's another thing to pass. I just want to say the standard of driving has been absolutely fantastic this evening. These cars are not easy to drive. These cars are, I think, one of the hardest cars that I've ever driven. And I think it's over 600 horsepower, no traction control, no ABS, no aerodynamics to speak of. And a big sedan, heavy body. And these guys are making it look easy. This gap now down to just 1.1 seconds now. Langeveld will be hoping those super soft tyres on Timothy Haynes' car wear out quickly. Otherwise he's got a serious problem. Langeveld, of course, this needs to stay where he is now to win this driver's title. He would love to have that, especially after Jim Clark securing the 2019.1 South African Sim GT driver's title last week. He would like the simV8 title very much, I'm sure. Boyta now is trying to make a move on Steyn. Oh, lots of contact again. These two are racing very hard indeed. Mark Kennedy right behind them as well. Oh, Marcus Steyn just up, brings himself slightly, pushes Boyta wide. Great racing, wow. It's Boyta again. And Haynes now just under a second behind Langeveld. Boyta with a great drive now to turn 3. Can he use it? Although Steyn's got slightly better drive in fact. But later on, Steyn goes defensive. Boyta on the outside. Oh, very late braking, moves across slightly, naughty. Oh, these two are racing hard. Wow, Boyta hangs around the outside. He gets it, move done. Wow, very impressive move. As Matthew Boy comes into the pits now. Oh, and Steyn locks up the front right. Is he off? I think Steyn's off. No, he isn't. Yeah, he actually lost the position to Mark Hennebury, put a move in there. And Hennebury's run slightly wide in all the excitement. And while these three are scrapping it out, Timothy Haynes is just 0.6 of a second behind Christopher Langeveld and his Drivers' Championship hopes. And we've got 20 laps remaining. But Boyta's away, he's left Steyn behind at Hennebury. Let's go back to the fight to decide the Drivers' Championship title. And Timothy Haynes wants to spoil Christopher Langeveld's party. Redline Racing leading. Ghostworks Racing. As Wesley Front just asked in the chat, can the Super Softs last 20 laps? That's the big question. And, the gap seems to have stabilized somewhat now. Still 0.6 of a second. But Timothy Haynes did run 30 laps on the soft tyre. I think to run 25 laps on the super softs. And these two now coming up in a bit of traffic now. It's Dirkie Swanepoel in 14th and Matthew Boy in 13th. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, big slide there by Langevaart. Timothy Haynes runs wide as well. Cost him a bit of time there, but just half a second in it now. In fact, Langevaart's moving away from Haynes slightly down the main stretch. And Christopher Langevaart is going to need Dirkie Swanepoel in the assisted team car to move aside swiftly. And Swanepoel does exactly that. And that's past Timothy Haynes as well. This fight is still on. The gaps open up to 0.8 of a second now. I just got a feeling those super soft tyres are starting to let go on Timothy Haynes. Interesting gamble there by Timothy. Matthew Boy now next on the traffic list. Boy moving aside nicely, letting both cars past. Good driving. But Timothy Haynes has lost out a bit of traffic there. He's now second behind Langevaart. Where's the tyres? Are the tyres going? Remember, Langevaart came in on, I think, lap 20 or 21, 22, somewhere around there. So those medium, those softs will also be starting to show their age, I think. But he just needs to finish in second position as Langevaart. Langevaart, if he is to finish second, he will tie on points with Jim Clark. But it's the number of first, second and third positions that will count in. They will have exactly the same number of wins, exactly the same number of second place finishes, but it's a third place finishes is where Langevaart comes on strong to take the championship in the end. But that's how close it will be if it finishes like this. It will be an incredible finish to this championship. In fact, I think it's the closest we've had in South Africa's 8-year history. Beg your pardon, 7-year history. Langevaart towards us and Timothy Haynes, a gap up to 1.6 seconds now. Got just over 15 laps remaining now. Nick Hodgson now under pressure from Sean Laurier. This is over 10th position. Langevaart really starting to move away from Timothy Haynes now. Larry up the inside of Hodgson. Forcing Hodgson wide. So Larry does not. Run a sweep on the outside. Gets back on the power. Nice move there from Larry. Larry on 5 this evening. Very good driving by him. Too many passes. Oh, Lauren Startley. Whoa, what's happened there? In fact, Lario has left the server, has he? Yes, he has. Oh, disconnect there for Lario. Just as I said he was on fire. Commentator's curse strikes for the second time this evening. So 4 retirements on lap 40. Jim Clark now leading by over 16 seconds. Let's go back to the second place battle for second. The gap's come down again. Now it's just over a second. So Timothy Haynes preparing for another run. Chris Langeveld, it would seem. Battle starting to develop once again. Langeveld seems to get a great drive onto this long main straight. But Haynes was a good 4/10 of a second quicker that last lap. With Timothy Haynes now. Quite a slight luck up there, pushing those tires very hard. Timothy Haynes is short shifting. Making sure the power gets put down. The final corner now. Langeveld runs slightly wide. Timothy Haynes got great drive now. The gap's coming down now. It's 0.361 in it now. Larry is back on the server. Good stuff there. Joy rejoins in 15th, 2 laps down, unfortunately. Langefeld locks up again. Timothy Haynes right with him now. Oh, great drive there by Langefeld. Just opens up the gap towards turn 4 here. These two starting to approach a bit of traffic again. Langefeld, much better drive this time round. Gap shoots back up to 0.6 of a second. Still got Wesley Dalport next up on the traffic list. And then Nick Hodgson. Dalport gets out of the way very generously. Just leapt out of the way there. That's exactly what Langefeld needed. There's 10 laps remaining now to hold off Timothy Haynes and seal this driver's title. Timothy Haynes battling with traction out of turn 2. Just lost half a second as Timothy Haynes. Race leader Jim Clark having a fantastic run this evening once again. 20 seconds ahead of Langefeld. Matthew Boy's got Dirkie Swanepoel for 12th, or has he? Swanepoel tries to come back at him now. Matthew Boy dives for the inside. He gets it. And cements that move. Good stuff there from Boy. To 12th he goes. Marcuston and Mark Henry together now. Rebel Ghostworks leads Phantom Ghostworks. Shark Buerta's left him behind there since he's up to 7th. There's Buerta for Black Widow Racing. Buerta gets it slightly wrong. Wow, just as I said that. And Hennebury has got Stain for 8th position. Oh, Langevaart's under serious pressure now from Timothy Haynes. Can Langevaart hang on for the next 8 laps? And can the super soft tyres on Timothy Haynes' car last 8 laps as well? It's a suspenseful end to the championship. Fantastic. Big lock up there, Langevaart again. He's dragging those tyres to the end. Whenever Timothy Haynes gets close to Langevaart just seems to be able to pull away. It's a good drive again there, timeless Langevaart. Swanepoel's got Boy again. What's happened to Boy? Boy's just behind him. Good. Looks like a move there by Swanepoel. Langevaart trying to break the toe back to Timothy Haynes, feeling the pressure. Matthew Boy's got Swanepoel again there for 12th. He's got Buerta for 7th. Looks like Buerta's had a bit of an off. Go back to these two. Seven laps remaining now. Clark is doing everything he needs to do to win this driver's title, but unfortunately it's in someone else's hands. He'll be hoping Timothy Haynes can get past Langevaart, because as it stands now, Langevaart will win this driver's title. Equal in points, equal in number of wins, equal in number of second place finishes, but it's the third place finishes where Langevaart's got one more than Clark, which will give him the title. Clark needs Timothy Haynes to get past Langevaart. Langevaart again breaks the toe. Concentration levels must be intense at the moment for Langevaart. And Haynes, of course, as well. On board with Timothy Haynes. 7/10 is the gap. Five laps remaining. Fault. Whoa, dips the front, the rear right tire there on the grass, gets away with it. Lock up again. Swanepoel's coming back at Boy there for 12th position. Good battle those two have had as well. Langford just gets a better drive of that last corner. Langford runs slightly wide, he hangs on to it. This is where Haynes needs to get a good drive now, but Haynes does it better. Ever so slightly better. Timothy Haynes in the slipstream. The gap's coming down. You turn on we go now. Oh, Haynes is well positioned, isn't he? Langenfeld just gets away again. Just 2 points to the circuit, but Langenfeld's a bit better. Langenfeld gets slightly wide now. Wow. Hangs it out. Oh, Haynes is a much better drive now. He straightened out the carpet better than Langeveld that time round. There again, Langeveld moves away. Let's get the feeling Timothy Haynes has lost his momentum now. Let's see if he can come back at him now. 3 laps remaining. At the moment, Christopher Langford has his driver's title by 9/10 of a second. It's not over yet. Langeveld coming onto a bit of traffic now. That's Adrian Govender in the Synergy Racing Holden. Wow, Langeveld's really moved away from Haynes now. Oh, he's made a start mistake there as Langeveld. Is that gap coming down? Yes, it is. But Haynes not quite close enough. Adrian Govender just making it a bit difficult, but does a good job in the end. As Jacques Boite rejoins in front of them as well. Govender is just going to move aside. Good job to let Timothy Haynes through. Next up for Langeveld is Jacques Boite in 9th position. Sharkwood is on fresh rubber, I'm guessing. Oh, Langeveld, big slide there. I think Haynes smells blood. Let's see what happens now. And Jacques Boite gets out of it. Nicely done. Jim Clark has started the penultimate lap. Time running out now for Timothy Haynes. I've got a feeling he's trying absolutely everything. What's happened to Langeveld in the pits? Christopher Langeveld has moved into the pits. And he has handed the Drivers' Championship to Jim Clark. What has forced Langeveld into the pits? Perhaps it was a fueling issue or something, but heartbreaking stuff here for Christopher Langeveld. And that's left Timothy Haynes through into second. So Langeveld had to do a pit stop for some reason. And I'm sure that will come out later. But that's put an end to the championship title fight. And Jim Clark is on his way to claim his second Drivers' Championship title this season. So as it stands now, Clark will finish 194 points and Christopher Langeveld will finish on 192 points. What on earth was the issue there for Langeveld? I wonder if it was a fueling issue. He just didn't have enough to get to the end. Jonathan Bain says he must have known that for loads of laps. The torment. Yeah, absolutely. Jim Clark now on the final lap. And he's on his way to claim the Drivers' Championship title for the South African simV8 series. Yeah, Weezy Friend just saying Tim was pushing him maybe, so he couldn't save fuel like he needed to. It could be. Jim Clark now, just one lap remaining to secure the 2019.1 South African simV8 Series Drivers' Championship title. Wow, congratulations to him. A very impressive drive that goes together with his simGT Drivers' Championship title as well this season. Wow, what a performance. Congratulations to him. Well deserved. Timothy Haynes will get second position. great drive there by Timothy as well. What a great race this evening. Absolutely fantastic. And Christopher Langeveld will claim the final step of the podium. To put an end to his Drivers' Championship hopes, unfortunately for him. And great race there by Daniel Haynes as well for Valente Racing. He finishes in 4th position. Devon Lesher will get 5th. Drivers is bringing it home now. Got a feeling Devon is coasting a bit. I wonder if Leandro Sparks is going to challenge him before the end. Devon will bring it home to secure the team's championship for Redline Valkyrie. Congratulations to Redline Racing. What a fantastic performance. And Leandro Sparks will get 6th. Mark Hendenbury will get 7th. In fact, Sparks passes Lisha before the end. And you see Lisha there battling with fuel. So was Christopher Langeveld. So perhaps there was a slight mistake on calculation there. Well, what a fantastic race it's been this evening. What a fantastic conclusion to the simV8 series in the 2019.1 season. It's been an incredible championship, I think. Well, for me, Jason Holden-Jones, that's a wrap on the simV8 series in the 2019.1 season. Thank you very much for watching, and all the best until next week, Monday, when we've got the final round of the SimGP series. Well, till then, all the best. Goodbye.